Hi, welcome. It's Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. Happy International Beaver Day to post-op trans women everywhere. Also, yesterday, April 6th, was the 19th anniversary of the death of science fiction author Isaac Asimov. He remains survived by his legacy in the genre, mostly the tradition of groping random women at conventions without permission. And those fucking mutton chops. I still like that last question short story. It's also metric system day, so let's get out the news agenda at the speed of several rounds per fortnight. This is Joe Biden, president, said that the COVID-19 vaccine should become available to all U.S. adults by April 19th. Aides to the president say that the coincidence with this date with the Oklahoma City bombing is just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence, okay? And people shouldn't ask questions like that, okay? It's just a coincidence. Nothing to look into. Nothing to look into. In economic news, Amazon.com issued a statement from founder Jeff Bezos, where the company said Amazon supported potential tax increases in order to improve infrastructure. Critics are quick to point out that Amazon, if they paid an additional 10% of federal income tax from how much they paid in 2018, they would still be on the hook for $0. Zero? It's more likely than you think. Biden proposed to raise the tax rate from 28% from the current 21%. Which does irk many corporate owners, but because they were told to stay out of politics by Mitch McConnell last week, they could do nothing. Oh, just kidding. They hired more lobbyists and donated to more politicians. These folks aim to focus squarely on the real infrastructure, by which they mean bridges and roads and electricity, and less to do with like green energy and the like. Spokesmen for the industry say the whole idea of trying to improve workers' lives or true environmental conservation as part of an infrastructure plan was a non-starter. Quote, "We frankly do not see how giving workers a raise and not killing the planet will help us meet our quarterly projections." Unquote. In meatball peddler news, IKEA is at the center of a criminal trial in France. Prosecutors are charging that the French division of IKEA developed a way to surveil employees, job applicants, and even customers. I say even customers because employees or applicants are known not to have any real rights in America, but customers, well, those are always right. There appeared to be a focus on anti-union activity by IKEA. I know what my American viewers are thinking. What's a union? Unions are, for the unaware, an organization of workers designed to properly leverage the power of workers against the power of capital holders, which makes sense when you realize that they need you more than you need them. In social justice news, Derek Chauvin, the ex-cop who murdered a man on camera, is still on trial. Many police officers were saying that Mr. Chauvin, murderer, used excessive force. Mr. Chauvin, seen here being a complete fucking asshole, and his defense are saying that drugs contribute to the death of Mr. Floyd. Some reports call that, a technical term, a dick fucking move, you murdering fuckhead. In big government news, Arkansas overcame a governor's veto as the state became the first in the nation at something for once. They outlawed gender-affirming treatment for trans kids and eliminated trans support from several governmental programs, including state coverage like Medicare. It would be Medicaid if it's the states. My bad. I spoke about this briefly on the extended news at Jen on Monday. If everything goes according to plan, the state senators who invested wisely in the funeral and movie industries should see good returns on their investments. They also want trans kids out because they're scared of trans people. They know how hot we are. Not to be outdone, though, North Carolina wants to ban treatment of everybody under the age of 21 and to force state employees to out kids to their parents in writing if they display gender nonconformity. Don't worry, trans girl on the football team trying to hide your feminine side. You'll be okay. I hope. TERFs should be coming to help the tom girls and butch lesbians anytime now. Nothing? Nothing? Nothing. Okay. Didn't think so. Yeah, these are the same people who tried to get the bathroom bill passed in 2016. This bill isn't expected to get past Democratic Governor Roy Cooper, especially if his brother Joe Cooper can be found.
We still have no fucking clue where this guy is.
So thanks for these laws, Jesse Singal. I hope you're proud that you helped make this happen. Jesse also has his own page on the GLAAD site as a misinformations peddler. So Yeah, fuck you, Jesse Singal. Fuck you. Also in news that look like butthead news, Matt Gaetz has been reported to have sought a preemptive pardon for himself from Donald Trump as his term ended. Gaetz, who has allegedly paid women for sex, paid girls for sex, has not been charged with anything, most notably having to have a sex worker endure having sex with Matt Gaetz. Poor people. Nobody deserves that at any age. In Greenland news, Greenlanders voted for the opposition party, which threw approval of the rare earth, neodymium, and uranium mines into doubt. Which is strange because I thought the US was going to buy the island. Oh, I'm kidding. That's a joke. The US would just invade. In lighter news, the internet is abuzz with a man who stopped for some groceries and came back to 15,000 bees in his car. Oh man, imagine all that honey. Scientists believe that the bees followed the queen when it flew to an open window, which is perfectly understandable. When I was young, I would follow my mother into strange cars and vehicles too. And even lighter than bee news, physics is interesting again. Maybe. Muons, small particles that are exactly like electrons except 207 times as massive as those negative nellies, have been found to act in ways unexpected by the standard model. These particles decay into negativity and neutrinos very quickly, so very much like me. In news, Russia developed the first COVID-19 vaccine for animals in an effort to protect endangered species and to stop viral mutations being passed between species. This seems reasonable until you realize they had to test them on endangered species. Also, it's fucking Russia, man. These animals are tough as shit, just like the people. Some reports, however, show that this might be a conspiracy by Vladimir Putin to encourage apex predators to join the Russian army. We can't say for sure. The news agenda just reports the facts and you decide which ones are true. So that's the news agenda for Wednesday, April 7th. I appreciate your patience with the little thing I posted on Monday. Don't know if I'm going to do that again because it was a lot of work. I probably will, but not right away. Because of the algorithm, I am contemplating dropping this to 2 times a week show. As you can see, we're about 8 minutes in, if I've timed everything right. And I eventually would like to be able to put up videos that can sate the monetization beast. That is, if I ever get up to 1,000 subscribers. But I got you, and I appreciate you. So thank you for joining us. And please subscribe if you haven't, and hit some of those like buttons. I really appreciate it. And tell your friends. And tell your friends, and tell your mom. She really wants to hear from you. Also, if you would also consider joining the Patreon, I'd really appreciate. I did post something just for my patrons the other day. A completely raw, uncut video of my attempt to do a little bit on site reporting of something. It wasn't very good. Well, I mean, it turned out fine, but the raw footage was pretty brutal. Anyway, and remember, I love you. Unless your name is Jesse Singal. In that case, you can go fuck yourself.